はい。というわけで、どうも、皆さん、こんにちは。今日もグリードフォール続きからやっていきたいと思います。前回は、もう何をやったか全然覚えてねえわ。もう、なんかやったんでしょうけど、ちょっと実は結構間空いちゃってるんですよ。で、ちょっと覚えてないんですけど、とりあえず今回はね、このペトリウス司祭の罪ということで、ペトリウスさんと絆を深めていこうかなと思います。はい。とりあえず早速ペトリウスさんと話していこうと思いますね。何か言いたいことあるみたいじゃん。話してみろよ。
I'm happy you came to find me. Allow me to apologize once again. I should have spoken to you sooner, told you what I knew, and not betrayed your trust.
Indeed, you should have.
As I said, I'd like to make up for it
and
help you find your family again.
How do you intend to do that?
As you now know, I knew your mother. We had trouble communicating at first, of course, but we gradually learned to understand one another. She was important in her village. Based on what I know today, I think she was a Donegad. She told me her name, Arelwin, and told me about her family. She even gave me a pendant for you. You were only a child, so I gave it to Mrs. de Sade for safekeeping.
She gave me a necklace when I went to say goodbye to her. She said it was a family heirloom. Did my mother tell you the name of her village?
No. But I'm sure the Norts can help us. They were the ones who took your mother to the continent.
It was such a long time ago. How can I find out if they remember?
The Norts record everything down to the gentlest breeze. They must have written something in a logbook somewhere. So, do you want to try and find out where you come from? Do you want to find your relatives?
なんかちょっと挑発してくんね。今すぐ消毒しましょう。
Yes. All this is so new to me, but I suppose so, yes.
Let's go then.
よし、とりあえずこのままでいいでしょう。OK。アドミラルカブラに上出来を要求すると。ちょっとね、コンスタンティニは悪いけど、ちょっとやっぱ自分の期限がね、気になっちゃうお年頃なんでね。しょうがない、こればっかりは。よし、ということで来たんで、アドミラルカブラル、ちょっと教えてください。
You have come at the right time, Your Excellency. I am in a delicate situation and your help would be invaluable.
どういたしまして。
Captain Reuben warned me that he suspected a member of his crew of being a spy. It is almost certain she sent secret navigation information to foreigners.
Why ask me to take care of it?
This is a very serious accusation. One that results in a member of the guild being expelled. The Norts are like a family, very connected, but also likely to carry resentment. I think an external view is required to be certain that there will be no bias. Anyway, their ship is anchored at New Serene. Your authority will allow you to get more answers than us.
I see. What is the exact nature of the information that could have been sent?
It's up to you to find out. But all the Norts know how we navigate our ships. You've seen the techniques we use, and you know we want to keep them secret.
I agree. Where can I find Captain Reuben?
At the port in your town. You know his ship. It was Captain Vasco's before he landed. I'm counting on you, Your Excellency. We must shed light on this case.
シークレットサービス。なるほどね。別のやつだ。母親について話そう。
I have come to talk to you about a personal matter.
After what I revealed to you, I was sure you would come back to find me. What would you like to know?
You told me that I was born on one of your ships, of an islander captured on the island.
We'd like to know about this woman's origins.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I did not take part in those expeditions, and our old archives are far from here.
Is there no one on Tier 3D who can help us? Please.
Very well. I do know an old captain who could perhaps help you out.
Where can he be found?
His ship is moored in the port of Hikmet, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Captain Lissandro.
Thank you for your help, Admiral.
De Sarde?
Yes, Admiral?
Don't get too caught up in the past. That one in particular. Nothing good will come of it.
Whether or not we choose to get caught up in it, Admiral, the past always catches up with us. Sadly, I'm paying the price of this.
なるほどね。じゃあ低めていこうか。低めとどちらでしたっけ？ああ、ブリッジドームの方ね。オッケーオッケー。で、サルでの状況。
Who took part in these expeditions is right here on the island.
It is indeed a stroke of luck. I hope he remembers my mother.
Do not worry. If his memory fails him, he may have kept his diary from that time.
よし。じゃあ行こう。さて、船長はどうせ港にいるんだろうよね。オッケーオッケー。あ、このマッチは分かりやすくていいね。いや、これぐらいでいいんですよ、これぐらいで。本当にさ、ニューセレンとかもう分かんねえかんね。全然分からん。あれちょっと待って。全然向こうに向かえないんだけど。ここくぐれんのかな？お、こいつか。お前か。リサンドロ船長。
Hello there. My name is Desade. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
I am Captain Lissandro. Pleased to meet you. I don't believe I've had the pleasure
素
before.
晴らしいもみあげだな。
Your face seems familiar. How odd. Well, what can I do for you?
あ、なんか結構いっぱいあるね。
Do you know this port well?
Oh, I know it all right. I've been mooring my ship here for over 15 years. It's a safe harbor, well protected from the winds and away from the reefs.
And before that?
Before? I don't really know what you mean. Before, there was nothing but the coast itself, I imagine.
入植者が来る前の
Did
島。
you know the island before all the colonists arrived?
Yes. Now that's going back a bit. And it isn't a topic for somebody who isn't one of our own.
So tell me what it was like when the Alliance first began to settle here.
It was still wild, dangerous, and very beautiful. But all that has changed now.
はい。で、低めと自体は何でしょう？
Did you see the city being built?
Almost before my very eyes. I saw it grow as fast as you're breathing right now. But it was barely more than a port and a couple of huts surrounded by forest in the beginning. And then the trees began to come down, and the houses began to sprout up. It happened at a crazy pace, but I'm not sure that many good things came of all that change.
で、肝心のこれよ、母の誘拐について話しましょう。
Admiral Cabral advised me to speak to you about a matter of some concern to me.
The Admiral? Coming from a legate, I should have expected that. So?
You are the only one on this island that can help me.
Really? Oh, I think I understand. That's why your face looked familiar. The congregation is good at keeping its secrets, isn't it? This story is not a new one.
これだけで察したのか。すごいな、お前。
25 years since the Naughts brought a woman who was captured on this island to Serene.
I remember, and yet it wasn't the first time. But on that occasion, a child was born.
So you can understand why we'd like to learn where this captive came from.
Yes, yes. I have seen more than a few Naughts looking for their parents. But what have you got to do with all this?
I met that woman in Serene. I got to know her.
なんかやらしい意味に聞こえます
Listen,
ね。
it's not that I don't want to help you, but my memory is no longer what it was. I wasn't the captain at the time. I wasn't the one who decided where we moored the ship. So I don't see how I can help you find out where this woman came from.
なるほどね。直感とお金か。直感2万の俺、すごいな。直感にするか。
You said it yourself, Captain. You've come across more than a few Naughts looking for their parents. Seaborn, sea-given, all of them were torn from their roots, even if they found a new family. And you've clearly had the same experience.
Absolutely.
直感の瞬成
You are
功。
indeed the child that was born on our ship. You speak like one of our own. Very well. I need to look in my own
ああ、
logbooks.
優しい人でよかっ
I'm
た
sure
ぜ。
I'll find something. Wait for me here. I'll be an hour at the most.
1時間くらい？
Here it is. I found my
thank
old
you.
logbook. There's a passage in it that would probably interest you. Your mother came from a village on the plains in the southeast of the
南
island.
東にある
I'm
平原の
talking
村。
about a place where the bones of the whale are visible from the coast. I believe the natives call it Vignamri.
Thank you for this information, Captain.
It's nothing. I'm getting sentimental in my old age. Good luck to you.
So here you are on the verge of discovering your mother's village, of finding your own people. How do you feel?
I don't really know. I'm a little lost, I suppose. All of this is so new to me.
I understand. Mrs. de Sade was loving. She raised you with tenderness. And today you learn she is not your real mother. I'm sorry.
まあそうだよね。本当の母親じゃないっていうのを知っちゃったわけだもんね。まあ致し方あるまいでね。あれこっちから来たんじゃねえや。これ抜けられます？こちら側。よし、来ました。ずいぶん久しぶりに来たね、ここね。ブランドニアンバールの、なんだっけ、ウルランでしたっけ？ほら、久しぶりに来たよ。いろいろ教えてくれよ。俺のこと大好きなんだろ、ウルランよ。
To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
あれなんでマザーカーディナルになるのこれ。
I recently found out that my mother came from your village.
Your mother was from Vignamri. Now I understand why your face seems so familiar to me.
Indeed. She was captured before my birth and sent to the continent.
She was called Arelwyn. Did you know her?
Of course. Everyone here remembers her kidnapping.
Could you tell me more about that?
I was not the head of the clan back then. It was a very long time
いやもう
ago.
これ以上たどれないん
But
じゃ
I
ね？
remember the village Denegad, kidnapped by the people of the sea. All our warriors set off to her rescue. But it was all in vain. Most of them died, including the one she loved. It was a dark day, in which our village lost its knowledge and strength in one blow.
So my father died too. Do you know if any members of my family are still alive?
Yes, Slan, your mother's sister. She then became our Donegad. She was never able to match her sister's talent. Too much knowledge had been lost. Relwyn was a renowned healer across all of Tiafradi. Taking her place was not an easy task.
It's not surprising that she was of interest to the congregation. They probably hoped she could help them find a cure for the Malachor. But all alone, far from the island. She was just a young, frightened woman who had lost all her powers.
Do you know where I can find my aunt?
You could try her house, but she's rarely
あ
there.
あ、孤独を愛している。
She is an elderly woman now, and very much enjoys her own company. She doesn't speak much to me. But others here can probably tell you where to find her.
Thank you, Ulan.
Anything else?
まあ、特にないね。
Nothing. I must go.
ありがとな、ウルラン。じゃあ行こうか。しかし、さっきの質問、なんでマザーカーディナルになっちゃってたんだろうね。いや、このグリードフォールの面白い点、ここも一つですよね。
What do you think of the chief?
ガバガバの翻訳。
He seems quite friendly compared to the others we've run into.
A bit too friendly, if you ask me. A little too concerned with pleasing the settlers.
And you think that's a bad thing?
He reminds me of myself when I was younger. And that's not a compliment. My fear is that he serves his own ambition. And this is often done at the expense of others.
いや、この村は私相当入れ込んでますからね。そりゃ友好的になりますよ。で、こっちの家か。どこだ？どこここかな？お邪魔します。ドネイカードの家。
There's no one here. Let's go and ask the inhabitants of the village if they know where to find her.
The islanders protect their Donegada. I don't know if they'll speak to some Renaigse.
Don't forget, you are one of them after all.
どうした？もう早速いるね。いっぱいいるじゃん。
Hello.
Renaigse.
あ、
Do you need help, Renaigse?
Actually, yes. I'm looking for the village Donegad.
Oh. And what do you want from her?
Ulan told me that she could help me to find someone.
Ulan must have wanted to play a dirty trick on you. There's no love lost between
Hey.
Ulan and the Donegad. She says that he loves the people from your island too much. But Ulan saved our village. Anyway, if you want to find her, try heading towards the western plains. I am not sure if she is there right now, but she likes going for walks there.
I'm extremely grateful.
なるほど。とりあえずよくわからんな。いやー、どこだ？ここか。いや、マジで話がガバガバすぎるんよ。よくわからんのだよ。日本語のさ、翻訳、もうちょっと頑張ってもらいたいね。私としては。何？私の静止の魔術が効かない。静止の魔術が。なんてこった、全部すかされた。なんと恐ろしい。なんと恐ろしい生き物だ。あれ、もしかして襲われてる？おばさん。大丈夫かな？近いんだけどな。64メーター。ちょっとやっちゃおう。Okay.
Things are about to get dicey.
よいしょ。よいしょ。よいしょ。バランスを崩して。
Things are about to get dicey.
よいしょ。割と。アイテム取らせてください。さて
There's
さ
a
て。
woman over there, surrounded
Oh.
by animals.
Maybe enlightened protect me in this battle.
Death to the others.
よいしょ。雑魚だね。私の静止の魔術の前では何者も無力よ。
How do you feel now?
Well, thank you
角
for
生えとるやん。
stepping in. I don't understand what has happened. Usually these animals accept me. Something must have frightened them.
We are glad we arrived at the right time. We would have been very upset if something had happened to you.
Excuse me, but are you Slan, the Donegad of Vignamri?
Yes, that's me. Were you looking for me?
Yes, we were. If you would allow us, we'd like to accompany you and tell our story along the way.
Very well. I will walk by your side.
お願いします。
This is the story we have pieced together.
I just can't believe it. Yet, if I think about it, your face reminds me of hers.
My mother, or rather, the woman who raised me, gave me this
あ、
necklace.
ネックレスネックレ
A
ス。
Relwyn gave it to me to give to her child, and I passed it on to Mrs. de Sade.
It looks familiar. Your father had given it to your mother when they bound. It's good that you are wearing it today. My poor beloved Relwyn, who died far away from us all, and divorced Tiersey. I still miss her so much.
She wanted me to help her die. But I was unable to do such a thing. Someone would have figured it out. I would have been sent back to Ptolemy, and I would have lost everything. So I watched her suffer. And one day she died.
Petrus, I cannot hold it against you for letting her live.
No, you don't understand.
マジか。
I loved her. I loved her, and I didn't even have the strength to end her suffering. She's the only woman I've ever loved.
I never would have guessed.
Everyone loved her, Elwyn. She was marvelous. You cannot blame yourself, man of the light. What's more, you brought me her child. For that alone, she would forgive you if she were among us. All is well now. The child of Tia Fradi has returned home, and with him, the spirit of his mother. You are home, my Magum. Welcome.
Petrus, I wanted to thank you.
Thank me? Despite everything you know about me?
You may have been a bit cowardly in the past, to the point of letting the woman you loved suffer. You were manipulative, and you lied to everyone, including yourself. But thanks to what you've told me, I've been able to find my family and my origins. And for that, I thank you.
My child. What you're saying touches me more than you can imagine. At least I've done something good for once in my deceitful life. For you and for her. I hope the enlightened will remember this when I stand before him.
オッケー。じゃあおばさんなんだね、君は。おばさん、おばさん。なんかお話、顔を背けないでください。まあいいか。もうみんなね、みんなそうですよ。私の方見てもくれない。じゃあおばさん、僕行くね。となるとですね、割とあっさり終わっちゃったからもう一個ぐらい始めようかな。セラフェーディン教授はいいとして、これにしようか。コインガードとちょっと仲を深めたいですからね。そういえばナウツのあれもあったよね。とりあえず密輸品からやっていこうか。よし。これ。トラベルします。ジョス、久しぶり。ご主人久しぶり。
What can I pour for you?
あ、飲みを提供する。何これ。
Give me a bottle of your best drink.
There you go. But be careful.
誰彼女って。
She's got a strong bite.
あ？
What can I pour for you?
とりあえず供給の問題について尋ねようか。
Manfred, the quartermaster of the barracks, told me about your supply problems.
And he sends you? Damn. I didn't think a legate would act in person, but it's nice to see that our problems are taken seriously. I'll explain. Alcohol has been scarce in New Zealand for quite some time. Our suppliers in the town are constantly victims of theft, to the point that they're no longer able to supply taverns. I could have managed if my monthly delivery from the continent had arrived as planned, but customs seized my goods.
Did they give you a reason?
Conservative seizure, they said. Time to check that everything is in order. And now they tell me that they can't return my goods because they've been stolen. Can you believe it? If even customs are getting robbed, what hope do we have?
まあ確かにね。
This is all rather suspicious. Don't worry. I'll go and see these customs officers and get this cleared up.
よっしゃ、税関職員。
Customs Officer Alric. What can I do for you?
Desarde, I'm the legate of the merchant congregation. I've been told of some issues with customs. I would like some clarification.
I'm listening, Your Excellency.
欧州品のセット。先にセットについて聞いてみようか。あるまじき
I was
だよ。あ
informed
る
that
まじき。
customs was robbed.
Yes, these thieves have quite the nerve. Someone even stole personal belongings this time. Since then, I've put all important things in the chest. But I lost the key.
ちょっと頭悪い
Probably
じ
on
ゃ
my
ん。
way here.
欧州品について教えて。
I was told that a shipment from the continent bound for the tavern had been seized as a precautionary measure.
Yes, it's possible. We seize cargo sometimes to verify that all taxes to the town have been paid.
Randomly, without a prior formal order.
No, I don't know.
うわ
Perhaps we received
うわ
a
怪しい
complaint.
な、あやふや
That
やん。
happens sometimes.
I suppose all entries are noted in your records.
Naturally, but I assure you that we only do our job. It was all routine.
Let me summarize. You have confiscated some goods, perhaps because of a report, but you're not sure. Then that same cargo was stolen from you, along with other things in your custody.
Exactly, Your Excellency.
You are either the worst customs officer I've met or the biggest
マジか。
liar.
Listen, Your Excellency, I made a mistake. It's true. I should not have ordered this seizure. In fact, it was late and counting the crates would have taken me hours. I decided to postpone it. In the meantime, the goods were stolen. It's unfortunate, but I'm not useless.
You haven't even informed the authorities of this robbery. This is all rather suspicious, Officer Auric. So I think it's necessary to conduct this inspection with a search.
Please, Your Excellency.
I'm sure the contents of this chest would be very informative.
この箱
Maybe we should go to the docks to see if we could find the key that this scatterbrain has lost.
あ、これか。ピッキングレベル2。仕方ねえ、鍵を拾ってくるか。あ、あれじゃん。鍵見つけた。昼間っから酒なんか飲んで大丈夫かよ。はい、税関職員の鍵と。通行人よ。
Hello, Your Excellency.
ハロー、ハロー、ハロー。直してんね。仕事熱心なのはいいよ。じゃあ、箱開けるからな。視線をそらしてるけど、見てるよちゃんと。何も入れないし、何も引かないからな。出たエゴン、出たよエゴン。あ、完全にあれだね。家族人質に取られてますね。魚かな、魚やら貝やらですね。ちょっと教えてくれよ、エゴンのことについてさ。
So, were you satisfied with your inspection, sire?
直感さん。金払うか。金払おう。
Listen, it's obvious you're in trouble and you're hiding something from me. Since I'm compassionate, I'll offer you this little bonus, in the hope that it loosens your tongue.
It's a nice sum that could free me from a lot of debt. But I am trapped. And it's been like this for months. I am forced to pull off all kinds of tricks in order to settle an old debt.
Egon.
Yes, sir. Either I do what he says, or I lose my children. I've already paid off my debt 100-fold, but he maintains his hold over me. And now I have no choice but to obey when he asks me to divert larger shares of cargo.
Could you help me identify him?
I'd like to, but I've never met him. He gives me his
ああ、
instructions
やっ
in
ぱ自分では
writing,
来ないんだね。
or sends his men. He wrote the letter you found. Or at least I think he did.
I plan to put an end to this individual's activities, so anything you can tell me will be useful.
I hope you manage it, Your Excellency. For the sake of my children, maybe you could come to the meeting he's arranged tonight.
Do you think he will come in person?
I don't know. This is the first time I've received a notice like this. I fear he'll punish me for arousing the innkeeper's suspicions. He doesn't let anything get past him, you know.
Very well, I will come. If only to avoid you paying the price for your stupidity.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'll meet you at the North Gate in the evening.
No offense to our new friend. I'm not sure this Egon will come in person. I'd be surprised if he'd bother moving just to lecture a small fry in his business.
まあ確かに確かに。そのためだけに来るとは思えないよね。よし。そしたら今日はこの辺で終わりにしときましょうか。次回はこのエゴンとね、どうなんだろう。直接対決まで多分いけないだろうね。まあ、暗躍してるエゴンのね、この目を摘むところに注力してね、いきたいと思います。じゃあ、ここまでご視聴ありがとうございました。語りは私、高2でお送りいたしました。次回も引き続きご視聴のほどよろしくお願いいたします。それじゃあ、さようなら。バイバーイ。